You guys can't see me. Let's see what I look like. Awful. Why do I have my hood on? Because I was just doing cardio. A little day in the life action. Woke up. I didn't have class till 4 p.m. today. Woke up, did laundry, ate, showered, the morning routine. And then went and I lifted, hit chest and try. And I'm like, dude, went to class. After class, I'm like, what is there to do? I posted a video. Made a video, I'm like, in my head, I'm like, dude, do I go home? 5 p.m. Do I feel like I deserve to go home? No. So, whew, Bambi almost caught the smoke. I almost walked him down. Thank God I didn't. My gym bag went flying. Where was I? So I'm just gonna start doubling up on lifts now, especially Mondays and Wednesdays, because that's when I have a 4 p.m. class. So I'll just lift before class and after class. I did an hour of cardio after I already lifted twice today. Hour on the Stairmaster. I did 3,800 steps today. I don't know. Last year was very bad. Just getting treated like shit. The first love and getting treated like shit. I talk about it often because it bothers me. And I feel like I could, be vulnerable with you guys and talk about it. Just some wild shit, bro. I mean, dude, I destroyed all confidence in myself. I hated myself, because I created most of the problems. I live with those consequences every day of not being with her, and hating myself. Not hating myself, but yeah, we'll sum it up. Hating myself. My mom dying, my aunt dying, my dog Archie. Honest to God, miss him. I miss him so much. Just coming home, seeing his ass in his spot in his chair. Yeah. Do I deserve? Think now. As Emma Twin said today, I went on TikTok and I saw Tim Tebow on a Christian podcast talk about. It was just on my For You page. I'm not saying Christianity is the right religion or it's the wrong religion. I'm just saying that's what it was on. Okay. He's like talking about this kid that he saw in the Philippines, had his feet on backwards, and he goes, I don't want to get to heaven. I don't want to get to those gates and feel rested. I want to get to those gates and feel exhausted, feel tired, And he goes on to talk about, you got to be like an athlete. You got to run everywhere. When it comes to chasing that job, chasing that promotion, chasing the fame and wealth, we sprint. But when it comes to chasing compassion, sympathy, forgiveness, not judging others, we jog. But we're not meant to jog, we're meant to sprint, And that kind of, stuck with me, obviously, because I'm talking about it, but kind of stuck to me, honestly. Because do I deserve to go home and relax? What did I do? What did I do that deserves that? Oh, but you woke up, you did laundry, you worked out, and you went to school. You deserve. Yeah, but someone else is doing. Well, I also had abs. Someone else is doing an hour of cardio, not just 30 minutes. Someone else is also eating better than I am. Someone else is also, chasing the same goal I have. Someone else is catching up and someone else is falling behind. There's always someone else to chase. And so, kind of made me, Planet Fitness, where I work out, is packed. Let me show these people what it takes. I doubt anyone watched, but in my head, everyone's watching. Everyone's waiting for me to fail. Everyone does not want to see me succeed. Everyone wants to see me fall. Everyone wants to see this video get no views, see this video get no likes, see my channel get no subscribers, see my TikToks get no views, no likes, see my Instagram, no one likes, no one comments. That's what they want to see. But one day, since I was in middle school, since I was in elementary school, I've always posted videos, right? Fortnite, NCAA, podcast, mock drafts, Madden, 2K. I've always, loved making content, loved recording videos, loved, expressing myself. That sounds a bit weird, but, being who I am, doing what I like to do. That's what I've always wanted to do since I was a kid. And that's when I, with all that death, loss, pain, suffering I went through when I was 19 and 20 years old, really kind of showed me, all right, it really, especially this winter, since my mom's passed, my life's been quieting down. I was averaging someone out of my life once every 3 months, 4 months, some shit like that. 3 deaths. I had people dying once every 3 months last year. So it was like, all right, you're almost done grieving, time to kill someone else. I was, and I battled mentally, as you can imagine, People think it's hard until it's you, and then you're like, fuck. Other people have gone through this. That's what kind of helped me get through it, is realizing, holy shit, people go through worse on a daily basis and live with worse consequences and worse pain and worse suffering, and they still choose to, go to the gym. They still choose to go to work, and bust, their butt. And that kind of not trying to say my problems or your problems don't matter, but it just kind of give it less weight and more. Not saying that they're not real problems. I'm just saying that it makes it easier to carry, knowing that someone else goes through worse on a daily basis, and they choose, pick up their cross, walk with that cross. They choose to keep going, keep doing their responsibilities, go to work, working out, staying healthy, eating right. So it's only right if I hold up my part and show you guys, if you're watching it right now, I'm at 0 views, probably 3 weeks up this video, I don't know. But I kind of been pushing away a lot of people, but a part of me thinks, all right, well, I've been dealing with a lot of death, pain, suffering, and, stuff with my ex, and, and it's like, all right, well, he's just pushing people away. But then I love the people, and I end up pushing them away, and it's not because, I don't know, it's because most of them, all of them, I want them to be the best versions of themselves, especially in the case of my former best friend, John. Still love him, still care about him. I want him to do what's best for him. And I was pushing him. But at some point, I get exhausted having to push myself, him, and other people. You can't push someone who doesn't want to, you can't save someone that doesn't need saved, and you can't save someone that doesn't want to be saved. You can't push. And what happens when an unmovable object meets an unstoppable force? You can't push people that don't want to be pushed, because then they'll eventually just stop when you're not looking. So they have to want it for themselves. I've learned that from my dad, because he pushed me and I didn't want to do it, but now I do, and I don't have to be forced. It's a privilege. I wake up and all I think about is the gym. I leave and all I think about is the gym, and make videos about the gym. Yeah. So I kind of have been asking myself, all right, college, yeah, it's a good backup plan, just to have a degree, I guess. But the real passion is this. I used to be one of you, I still am. I'm one of you people, someone that watches videos of other people wanting what they have, wanting the life that they want, but I'm not putting in the work they are, bodybuilders, Lee Priest, Ronnie Coleman, Jay Cutler, they lift twice a day. They do their cardio. They don't miss meals. I've been eating better. I could always be eating better. So could everyone else in the world. But I'm just going to look at myself and tell myself, hey, I had 3 pieces of pizza for breakfast. I had a pretty good pump. But that's not sustainable. So I need to improve that. I've always wanted to, not be famous, but inspire and show people, all right, He's battled through this, right? He's overcome this. He was irrelevant, and now he is relevant. And he gives me a reason to, hey, I could do this too, you know? Kind of like, not motivate, but help keep you guys disciplined. And now I gotta fucking, like, snow plow. There's no snow, by the way. It snowed in 2 days. There's no snow on the road. So I don't know why he's driving. I'm gonna go find a parking lot and continue talking about this to you guys. But, for those who are watching right now, I'm proud of you. I'm sure you did something today that you didn't do yesterday, and you're like, you know what? Just the small victories add up over time. You just gotta make sure you keep winning. Yeah. So I kind of mentally checked out of school since like end of last semester. And since really my mom is kind of like, all right, she lived, you know, she had 2 sons, me, my brother. And, you know, she had a husband, she had a family, she had extended family, but she had a rough childhood. She had a rough, you know, my parents, they always, not always fought, but they fought. And I don't want to live the life she lived, because I want a better life. And yeah, I want to live a life that I'm passionate about. I'm not saying that she wasn't passionate, you know. I'm just saying I want to live a life that I could get to those gates, you know. I could feel tired at the end. I could feel not rested. You know, I deserve to go home. I deserve to, you know, go whatever religion is true. I'm not knocking any religion, but when it is my time, you know, because we all have our time, just different times. I just want to be known like, hey, I try to help other people. You know, this is a great way in my eyes. You know, I know most of the time I can have a big ego. I can be a real POS. I think you guys can spell that one out. But I just want you guys to like see this and be like, you know, I just want, you know, be helped in whatever way, shape, or form. And when it's my time, I want to, you know, on Judgment Day, have a talk, and, you know, he or she could be saying, look, you know, you didn't live a sin-free life, you know, but you did do a pretty good job, and you did help others, and, you know, you didn't jog your life, you sprinted a good portion of it. And yeah, that's what I want to be known for. Is not what I'm known for now. I want to be known for a higher status, a higher meaning, a higher purpose. I think we're all chasing that purpose, but all of our purposes are different. But I just want to sprint after a purposeful life, I guess you could say. So if you made it this far, thank you for watching. I doubt anyone's watched this, but just in case, you know, I'm grateful for whoever watches this. So make sure you do your cardio, make sure you try to eat better, and make sure you lift. No skipping, no, you know, I'm cutting a few reps or a few exercises short because it's busy. No, just wait for the machine, because you'll go home and you'll be like, damn, I'm staying up for 2 more hours. I could have, you always have time, because if you just made the time, you will always have it. So do the cardio, do the reps, do the sets, do the exercises, show up, and show up for yourself, and show up for the other people in your life that want you to succeed. Thank you for watching this. Hope this helps you guys in any way, shape, or form. If so, like, subscribe, comment, whatever. Follow me on whatever. But thank you.